welcome to the What's on My Mind minute. What's on my mind? Let me think. Time is on my mind. This episode is centered around the time of my birth, so many years ago. And time has been on my mind, not only this month, this week, but also this year. We'll get into that in a message later on. But yeah, time. Am I wasting my time? Am I managing my time correctly? How much time do I have left? All these kind of things. I think time is speeding up, slowing down. But specifically what's been on my mind is wasting time. Am I wasting my time? Or am I biding my time and getting to something else? But yeah, that's really what's been on my mind is time. Welcome to the painting section. Let's paint something. While I do like Bob Ross, this isn't that style. This isn't a step-by-step guide as to how to do this. It's meant to simply watch and enjoy the process of creation. With this piece, since this episode is around the time of my birthday, I felt like I should do a painting about something that reminds my mom and me about a story from years ago. It goes kind of like this. When I was growing up, and still to this day, we had a garden, a rather big garden in the backyard. I hate pulling weeds, by the way. Although the older I've got, I kind of like to get my hands dirty, so not too bad. But next to this big garden was a greenhouse to start all of the plants from seed. And in front of that greenhouse were huge sunflowers. They were taller than me at the time, and probably still are, as I'm really not that tall. Anyone that has ever seen a tall sunflower knows that because of how heavy the head is on the sunflower, they tend to droop down towards the ground. So that sets our stage here. So on one day, as I was coming back through the narrow space between the garden and the greenhouse, I wasn't looking and walked right into one of the massive heads of one of those sunflowers. It scared me half to death, and just for a second, but I let out a little yelp. My stepdad and mom happened to be out in the yard and witnessed the whole thing, and well, it became a running joke for years. I think they'll probably still get a kick out of it. Watch out for the mean sunflowers, right? Running jokes between family members is a special thing, and in my family, we have quite a few of them. They provide a setting for memories of a time gone by. They allow for bonds of shared experiences. And most of all, they remind us to get over yourselves. We all make mistakes. None of us are perfect. And every once in a while, it's nice to laugh at something silly that we've done with someone that we know loves us. And don't worry, for every sunflower joke, I've got a story or two about them as well. Sometimes it's nice to reach back and remember something that brings a smile to our face. A few of my favorites are the Allen Houston story, my stepdad's left-handed throwing, my dad's boating excursions, times with my cousins, my uncles, and laughing hysterically with my mom, Machine Gun Kelly too, my aunt's infectious laughter that could go on for at least an hour. I mean, we used to laugh for what felt like hours and hours. One more little piece to this sunflower painting is a line in a song from Tears for Fears. Great group, great band. Go check them out. It's a song called Sowing the Seeds of Love. And it goes, swallow your pride. So one person is singing and then another person is singing. And so I'm going to read both, but you hear them kind of at the same time. So while one person is singing swallow your pride, the other one is singing and the love train rides from coast to coast. One sings open your eyes, and the other one sings every minute of every hour. One sings open your eyes, and it says I love a sunflower. open your eyes, and I believe in love power. Love's power. And it says, open your eyes to love's power. Great song. Go listen to it if you have time. So next time you see a sunflower, remember to laugh a little bit at a dorky teenager that thinks he's gangster, yelping like a little girl. And remember the song, because I do believe in love's power. And you know what? I do love a sunflower. 2020 has been a year of reflection for me. They say hindsight is 2020. Well, the year 2020 has put some things into perspective, for me at least. As I said in the What's on My Mind minute, this episode has been put together around the time of my birthday. This isn't a montage done in the style of, Jared, this is your life. I'm a bit too young for that. But I'm old enough to have some good pictures and enough pictures to share. Now, I don't celebrate my birthday like I used to. There are many reasons behind that, most I won't get into. Let me just say this. In the Bible, only kings and pharaohs celebrated their birth. And with good reason. I mean, living like a king or a pharaoh, who wouldn't want to throw a party to celebrate their life? And, well, to honor themselves. It's actually quite selfish. But on the other hand, Jesus' birth was celebrated by angels at the time that it happened, but not again after. Birthdays in the Bible are usually surrounded with bad things. One being the beheading of John the Baptist, and another being a servant that Pharaoh had killed. As for me, my birthday, I seem to always get into trouble, forcing my mom to make some pretty hard decisions. Enjoy the day and let the transgression go till the next day, or punish me and have a bad day. She was always fair and would let things go till the next day, I think most of the time. It wasn't on purpose that I would get into trouble. I just felt like I should be treated special or different on my birthday, and usually would act up a bit. Thanks to those teachers for not treating me special, and thanks to my mom for letting things slide till the next day. As I said, I don't really even celebrate my birthday anymore. I really don't see the point in it. All the great milestones have passed. If you haven't guessed, I'm over the age of 21. So, what now? What are birthdays really for? I've come to use my birthday as a tool. I use it much like most people use the first of the year, like a New Year's resolution. I look back on the year and see if I was happy about what I've done. I look forward to the next year and think about what I can do better, what I would like to do more of, and what I could do without. Because this year has been such a nostalgic year for me, it makes sense that I would look back more than just 12 months. Reaching all the way back to my childhood, I see myself a bit clearer. I see the perception of me and gaze through the lenses of others' perspective to see what they see. Pictures can help do that. I see my childhood. I had a great childhood, jam-packed with the full range of emotion, life lessons, and experiences that anyone could ever hope to have. I felt loved, cared for, nurtured, and capable of growth. I learned and moved forward. There was joy and sadness, excitement, sorrow, mistakes, achievements, regrets, good deeds, and overall, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank my mom, my stepdad, and all of my family that helped raise me throughout the years. From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for being a part of my life. As I got older, I got more, shall we say, arrogant. How about mouthy? Somewhat disrespectful and, well, lost. I moved from my childhood home when I was 17, and I've been many places since. And I always look back on that time with fondness, before I became a raging teenager full of the world yet unworldly. I've sat many a time and reflected on how my life has turned out since then. And I've sat this year and reflected on how my life has turned out as a whole. And you know what? I'm happy about most of it. I'm over the age of 30, and maybe I could have settled down and had a family. Maybe I could have had the life we see in some of the great sitcoms like Home Improvement or Last Man Standing or The Wonder Years, but maybe my life would not have been like that. Maybe there's no way to get to that point. Sometimes I do long for those things. Other times, I thank God that they never happened. I think the older we get, the better it is to just accept how our life has gone so far. And if we aren't happy with where we are at present, to find a way to change that. I found the best thing to do is to ask a higher power for answers to questions no human can possibly know. The easy yet tough to answer questions like, am I doing this right? This thing called life, am I doing it right? Did I take a wrong turn somewhere, or is there something ahead that will combine all of the things that I've learned and enjoy into what some may call a life's work? One of the ideas I've gotten through this process of questioning God is something I call the double your age motivation. It's motivation that comes from realizing that at some point we're going to look back and say, I remember when I was... You use the number that is your age now. And you think about what you would like to be able to say at that point. Things like, I remember when I was in the best shape of my life, or I was happy, or I worked hard and lived well. I also know that for some people, the double your age motivation is impossible. I mean, anything over 50 and it gets a bit tricky. For those people, it comes back to the birthday/New Year's resolution. In a year from now, as you look back, what would you like to say? I'm glad I worked hard. I'm glad I started getting into shape. How about in a year from now, wouldn't it be great to say, I feel great? As I type this, I'm late for my daily run. I started running a few months ago with a goal in mind. To run a 5K, that's 3.1 miles, on my birthday. Yesterday, I ran the farthest I've ever run before in my life. It was 2.5 miles. Took me about 25 minutes. And I'm looking forward to crossing the 5K finish line on my birthday, although I can't say the same thing for my knee and my lower back. Even though I say cross the finish line, there is no race. I haven't entered in any race. I don't have a number on my back as I run, and there really is no starting point. I just run to get better, not to win some race. Life, however, does have a starting point and a finish line. We come into this world full of promise, hope, dreams, and time. When we are younger, time seems to drag on and on and on. The older we get, time seems to speed past us like the hare and the tortoise. What I've learned is that as we cross that finish line of life, it's not about winning. It's about your PB, or personal best. It's that phrase, personal best. Did you do your best? This brings us back to birthdays, because ultimately birthdays are personal. As I go through this checkpoint called a birthday, I check my time. I stack all my memories together like cards, spread them out on the table, and see what hand I've got. If it's a lousy hand, I know there's always next year, next hand, but I don't bank on that. Who knows? What I do is I simply play the hand I've got till it gets better. I check my time, and I strive for more. I look back to evaluate and strive for better. Here's to another hand, a personal best, and another year. Hello, it is time to make a list. I like making lists, and this is the top 10 list of last year and next year. We'll start with 5 things from last year and move into 5 things for next year. Things like what I learned and what I'd like to learn, what I could have done better and what I will do better, what I could have done more of and what I'd like to do more of, something I'm happy about and something that doesn't need to change, and finally something I'm not happy about and something that will change. So let's get into it. So over the past year, let's start with number 5, something I'm not happy about. That would be living with my dad. I really don't have anything against my dad. It's just the age that I'm at. I'm getting up there in years, and by now I kind of imagined I'd have my own thing going on. I came back to my dad's house to make repairs on the RV that I built, help him get back on track in life, and get ready for the next adventure. But it hasn't really turned out that way. Instead, I've just moved in and spent another year of my life in the same old room, and, well, I'm not too happy about it. So let's move on to number 4. Number 4, something I could have done better, is manage my time. I talked about it in the What's on My Mind minute, managing time. I think while I did attempt to get into a good routine for work, it pretty much all fell apart. I did work really hard, but I allowed other people to dictate what my day was like. While we should be flexible and fit in where we get in, I feel we should also grow and strive for more. And managing your time better allows for that. Number 3, something I wish I had done more of, and that would be a pretty obvious one. For me, it would be go to the beach. I wish I had gone to the beach a lot more. This summer was fairly hot. I spent a lot of time working, cooped up in a room by the window, and sometimes I feel like I should have just stopped and just gone to the beach. Although with COVID I do have an excuse because the beaches were closed for part of the year. I think I should have gone to the beach a little bit more. I am happy with the work that I got done, but it's something that I wish I had done more of. Number 2, something I'm happy about. There's actually a lot I'm happy about. Trying to get back into shape. I'm glad about that I started running. I am happy about the time I spent with my dad. Learned a lot from him, had some good laughs, and had a good time, really. I'm happy about the paint job we are trying to finish up right now, actually going into next week. And really the opportunity that comes with that paint job. Even though it sounds like I'm all down on being where I am, I'm actually thankful. I'm very thankful for being here as well. I have basic needs met, taking a shower and a warm bed to sleep in, food and smokes. I cannot stress enough being able to take a shower. That's interesting when you can't take a shower and you're stuck in the middle of wherever. So it hasn't been all bad. And finally, number 1, what I've learned over the past year. A lot of what I've learned, I won't say here as it is pretty personal, quite personal, and could potentially be hurtful to some. But what I will say is I've learned what direction I'm going and how to work towards it. While I'm not at liberty to say what direction that is, this vision has given me hope and purpose. I've also learned even more things from my dad in the way of construction. I've learned how to build a website and a store, and I'm still learning how to do podcasts and trying to learn and get better at doing this show. Overall, this year hasn't been that bad. just not what I expected, and that's okay. Now it's on to the next year. So next year's list of things. Number 5, if I'm not happy about living at my dad's, then the thing that needs to change would be my living situation to move on. Somehow, some way, I have a lot of ideas, and I'm not sure how or when this will happen, but I think it needs to happen for me and for him. Number 4, something I'd like to do better is manage my time and money a little bit better. This year, on average, I made about maybe $250 per week. And really, with all the skills that I have and all the things that I've done in life, I should be making way more. And what should I do with more money? What I need to do is use it wisely and work towards the vision for the future that I see. Number 3, something I'd like to do more of is get out of this room. Before I got here, I was on the road. Not really for a long time, but the openness of being on the road, the idea of freedom, the freedom to go anywhere, anytime, it's intoxicating. The reality of what that freedom amounted to was changing a radiator in the Walmart parking lot during Memorial Day weekend in Wyoming. And really, I stayed at a lot of Walmart parking lots and didn't really experience much freedom, to go anywhere and do anything. You're always kind of looking over your shoulder and that kind of thing. And when I got here, I was glad to have a home base. But now, I never go anywhere except for work, and, well, I need to get out more. So that would be number 3. Number 2, something I wouldn't change would be the things that I've learned in the path that I'm on. I started 2 podcasts, this show, and built a website, and I would like to continue to do those things and get better at them every day and in every show. And finally, number 1, something I'd like to learn this year is how to get better at cinematography, music and podcasting, design in the form of t-shirts for sale on my website. I'm actually wearing one now. It says enjoy the show. It's a fun little one I came up with. So I want to get better at that. And I'd also like to learn how to build a community, whether that be online or in real life. I'm not exactly sure, but I want to bring people together and share experiences, ideas, opportunities, hopes, dreams. Just share life. I've tried to do that in the past. I think with my presentation, the way I looked and what I was into and all that, it wasn't panning out very well, but try again. So I'd like to share with people, and I want people to share with me. If you have any comments, questions, ideas, you can email me, the link in the description, or you can just comment, and I'll see what I can do to get back to you. And I think that's going to do it for this top 10 list. I tell you what, let me know in the comment section what your top 10 list is. So follow the same format, right, that I laid out at the very beginning of this little segment here, of things you'd like to change and things you're happy about, things you're not happy about, all these things. Follow that same format, first 5 and then the next 5, and see what you get out of it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, demolitions and repressives, donkeys and elephants, that's going to have to do it for this episode. If you liked even 1 minute of what you've seen here, then give it a like. Hit the like button. What do you got to lose? If you liked more than 1 minute, go ahead and subscribe, because there's going to be some really cool stuff. I'm planning on putting more segments in here, how-to segments and project segments. Be sure to stay tuned for more. Also, this next week's going to be really hectic, so I'm probably not going to be able to get to episode 2 this week. I'm trying to do an episode every Friday, but because this week's going to be hectic, and also just because I want to, I'm going to start putting out a vlog. So be on the lookout for that. That should be coming out the same day that this episode is coming out, so be sure to look out for that. Be on the same channel, Same everything, The Jared Show. It'll be The Jared Show vlogs. You can check out the playlist. Yeah, so if you liked everything, like everything and subscribe. You can go check out Twitter and all my social media and all that stuff. Give me a comment. Let me know what you thought. Thanks for watching, and I shall see you next time. I hope.